Hello everyone, I welcome you all in this new chapter, History, chapter number 6, Beginning of Freedom Movement. This chapter is the first chapter in the second semester, and we are going to discuss actually India got freedom, but how that had started, like the step by step, the contribution of the various national leaders we are going to study in this topic. So we'll start here. See, as we have discussed that English education made mixed effects, that is positive effects and the negative effects in the Indian society. Already we have seen the seeds of nationalism were sown by the reforms of newly educated society, and due to the various movements in the different parts of India, favorable situation was created to build a political organization on an all India level, which will bring together the various provincial political organizations, different groups of political aware people, and to express the aspiration of the nation by diverting the public attention towards the questions of the nation. So in this way, like the educated people and the national leaders were thinking about the making country free from British rule. Then centralization of administration during British rule. Due to the British administration, its implementation on India brought the nation under one roof in its true sense, and due to the identical reforms all over the country and equality before law, the feeling of nationalism developed among the people. Yes, people felt that we are the one country's person as well as the citizens, and for that the convenience of administration and the swift movement of the army, the British built network of roads and the railways. Already we have seen that, but these facilities benefited the Indians as well. How that one? See, the people from different parts of India came in contact of each other. There was increase in the communication, and the feeling of nationalism grew up. Means people started coming together in the social, culturally, economically together. And what was the economic exploitation? See, here the Indian wealth was following towards England by all means, and due to the imperialistic policy of England, there was beginning of economic exploitation of India. Farmers were compelled to take cash crops, burden of land taxes, continuous famines. All this broke down the backbone of Indian agriculture. Traditional industries declined, which led to rise in unemployment. The capitalists exploited the workers class, and the various new taxes were imposed on the middle class, and this led to growth of discontent among the people. Yes, people were not happy at all because of the administration done by British one. Western education. What was the impact of the Western education? See, due to the spread of Western education, new ideas such as justice, liberty, equality, democracy, etc. were introduced to the Indians. These all the ideas which were the news for the Indians. With this one, rationalism, scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism, these principles were accepted by Indians, and therefore they inculcated a feeling that we are capable of carrying out the work of the country, and its progress is possible by following these principles which are given above. And India is a country of the diverse languages, but with the introduction of English language, India got a new medium of communication, that was English one. So then who had contributed in it? See, the study of ancient Indian history. The Asiatic Society was established at Bengal by the British. Many Indian and the Western scholars started the study of Indian culture. The manuscripts in Sanskrit, Persian or the other languages were examined, and research was published. Dr. Bhau Dajilad Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, these Indian scholars made intensive study of ancient Indian culture. Ancient Indian culture, their contribution, yes, it was noteworthy and is noteworthy. With this one, after understanding that we are blessed with a glorious ancient tradition, the Indians were awakened with a sense of identity. Here, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, he was an Oriental research like the institute had established and is working since last 100 years in Pune. Like Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, yes, he was like the founder, we can say that, of the Oriental Research Institute, and is working even today in Pune. Means with the Indian culture, means the British like a culture as well as the European culture, how that is useful for us with the Indian culture, means combination. He had suggested that one for the society's upliftment as well as for our nation. Not only this one, students, contribution of the newspapers. Yes, contribution of newspapers during this period, English and vernacular newspapers, local newspapers, or state-wise as well as the region-wise newspapers which were published. This all comes in it. Periodicals came to be published time to time. Through these newspapers, political and the social awakening took place. Newspapers like Darpan, Prabhakar, Hindu, Amrit Bazar Patrika, Kesari, Maratha started criticizing the government policies as well as the work of the government time to time, and the focus on making country free. Once again, see, the list has been given here. The newspaper played a major role in the India's freedom movement. That is Darpan, Prabhakar, Hindu, Amrit Bazar Patrika, Kesari and Maratha, and many more. With this establishment of the Indian National Congress, how the Indian National Congress was established and who had taken the efforts here, Umesh Chandra Banerjee, one famous image has been given. On 28th December 1885, don't forget this date, the first session of Indian National Congress was held at Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit School in Mumbai. Means indirectly you can say that Indian National Congress first session was conducted in Mumbai. 72 delegates from the different provinces of India participated in this session. Umesh Chandra Banerjee, a renowned lawyer from Kolkata, was the president of this session. He was the first president for INC, and in this session they established the Indian National Congress. Alan Actavian Hume, a British officer, took lead in the establishment of the Indian National Congress. Means Umesh Chandra Banerjee and he, both coming together, INC had established an increased proportion of Indians in the administration, reduction of military expenses by the British government. Such statements were sent to the British to bring change in it and give more benefits to the Indians one. What were the objectives of the INC? Yes, first, to make the people from different parts of India forget the differences in religion, race, caste, language, geographical territories, and bring them on a common platform. It was the first and the foremost goal it was. Second, to understand each other's problems and the views. Third, to increase the feelings of oneness among the people. Fourth, to take efforts for the development of the country. And these were the objectives of the INC, Indian National Congress. Yes, Indian National Congress. You have to study and work on it. Next, see, there were two phases, extremist phase and the moderate phase. Who were in the moderate phase, see, period known as 1885 to 1905. Closely the 20 years period is known as the moderate phase. The early 10 years after establishment of the Indian National Congress, their contribution was very slow but consistent. And the leaders of the Indian National Congress were realistic and highly educated. They were aware that through organized work a strong foundation needs to be built up, and the Western thinkers' philosophy of liberalism, freedom, equality, fraternity, these values had an impact on them, and they believed in the constitutional methods. Moderate phase. and they had a hope that if we demand through the constitutional methods, then the British will give justice to our demands. And in that one, who were C forefront, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendranath Banerjee were all moderate leaders. Don't forget their names. Then moderate phase, in the session of Indian National Congress, different resolutions were put forward by them, such as like which resolutions or the recommendations had done at that time. See, solutions we call to get the representation in the provincial legislature, jobs for the educated Indians, cutting down the increasing expenses on the military, legislature and the judiciary should be separated for safeguarding legal rights of Indians, etc. Such resolutions were passed year by year, these moderates one. And to cause a split in the national movement, the British implemented the policy of divide and rule. Divide and rule. Such policy was misused by the Britishers. Against them, the moderate phase and the number of national leaders were working and worked. So it was the beginning of the freedom movement of India. Today little bit part as well as little bit points we have discussed from this topic. So students, yes, you have to watch this video like again for the clarifying the maximum points, and read at least one time the text, like the new words you will come to know that one, the new ideas you will get, and the new national leaders, like their contribution also will come to know that one. So students, will stop in this video. We'll meet in the second video, the next part of this topic. And so you take care of yourself, take care of your family members, and be social responsibly.